Hello, this is HyperSloth bringing you my first ever replay for YouTube off of Starcraft 2 official release. We're about, I don't know, a month into the release now, and everything seems to be going pretty good. I'm going to show you one of my most interesting replays. It's a 4 versus 4 match, I think Gold League, because, you know, it's kind of hard to place on individual talent in the big matches like this with a few games that I've played. But let's see, we got Latex here, the green player, he's a Protoss. Hawk, he's the orange Zerg player. Losteyder, I don't know how to say his name, but he's our pinkish mauve or whatever color that is. Then we have Dill, the yellow Terran player. And that's the 4 players on the opposing side, and my ally is Amidatelion. I don't even know how to say his name, but he's the blue Protoss. We have a teal Zerg player here named Leage, and I'm the purple Terran player. My name's HyperSloth, and my other ally, Choice, he's the red Protoss player. So let's just get this kicked off here. Start playing things. It's an hour and 20-minute game, so I'm gonna play it pretty quick because, yeah, obviously you don't want to sit around on YouTube for an hour and 20 minutes watching some jackass plays Starcraft, especially when I'm not diamond. But anyways, I think you're gonna like this replay because we got beat up pretty bad early, and everyone thought the game was a GG. But I kind of was an asshole and didn't surrender and stuck it out, and we ended up winning. So I kind of spoiled it, but I think you'll like watching it anyways. So let me just fast forward it here. It's a pretty standard build here. Forging, cool. Forge, everyone's kind of going for the long game. Except Dill lifted off early on and came over into the rich mineral fields here, which is like a new strategy a lot of Terran players like to do. Well, not new strategy, but since these command centers can load SCVs, you can just load them up and float right over. Doesn't have to knock out these destructible rocks. Here comes a rush from orange here. Hawk. Choice doesn't seem to survive that one. And looks like that's the first teammate I lose in this match. Ledge tries to come help, but didn't bring enough. I didn't really have anything at the time because I was doing a double expansion. I was playing long game 2, and Ledge didn't really have any men, and this guy, our other blue toss ally, didn't really have anything very long. He was pretty noob all the way. He just had a few zealots going around for no reason. Makes some voice complaining about the quick pwn. So it looked right off the bat like it was going to be an easy win for the other team. I mean, I'm not going to try and say I'm the most elite player in Starcraft, obviously, but I just thought it was funny. It ended up being me versus about three of the other. One of the other players got knocked out before we all died, but it ended up being me versus 3 people for about an hour of this game. And I thought it was pretty cool that I was able to play an hour-long game against 3 people. Come out on top. So this is how this goes. Blues just keeps building up his base. Doesn't really have that many men. Here comes Orange scouting out Teal's Ledge's base here. Scouting out Blue. Nothing really viable for a quick rush now. So Dill seems to be going for a big air rush, using all those rich minerals and whatnot, and he's protected from blunt ground attacks in the short game, so he has no worries about that. I don't really have very many units either, but I have a lot of defense. They're complaining that I'm not attacking right away, but that's because I'm already outproducing any other player with my 3 bases right now. The next closest players only have 2 expansions, and then it's like Leage is going for an attack here on Losteyder's base, but he's got one of these huge Colossuses up already, so that's gonna make easy work of those Zerglings. But here comes the blue toss player. Looks like they're gonna make a run on him. And if I remember correctly, they do take this base. Nobody comes to help them in time, so this was the one player that got eliminated by our team. See, I ended up taking out his other expansion during that attack. He was the only player that got taken out on their team. And here comes Yellow. Yellow actually, I should rewind that actually. Just a little bit so you can see what happened over here is Dill sent one of those Banshees really early on, and it was cloaked, so he was able to take out the only Nexus that Blue had, so that's just as crippling of a blow as what he ended up doing over here to Pink's goes. Yeah. Looks like... Oh wow, and this was the biggest threat the entire game from their team was Latex's Void Rays early on. He had some, and Orange kept the ground game pretty well on lockdown with these infestors. Those lasted all the way through the game, even after most of his bases were wiped out. But let's just fast forward a bit here. 8x. There's a long pause here while everyone was rebuilding. These big games, nobody wants to commit too much early on, because you can get counterattacked pretty easily by other team players. And here comes Leage with his Mutalisks to finish up King's base. Looks like Orange comes on a counter with his infestors. I think he's going for my base at this point, or no, he's actually going to make sure I don't come up and take one of his expansions. Hawk is his name. And here I go, expanding even more up the middle expansions, since nobody's really... No, I don't even think anyone scouted on their team yet. Let me see what they're doing. So yeah, nobody even... You can see here, nobody even scouted this yet. Nobody even knows what I'm doing up in here. So, switch back to he just attacked with his infestors, but I had so many units that they weren't able to spawn those infested turns in time. But this Void Ray fleet here is starting to become a significant threat. As you can see, they make easy work of my Marines, and then they're able to take out the tanks before I'm able to do much more than do this here. And my team was actually dissing on me the entire game, but they weren't the ones that survived and ended up beating the entire team alone, so I guess that was a testament to my skill, at least to a certain degree. In the long games, I don't like to play short. I don't like to play for short games and rushes and stuff. I like to have big fleets, long games, upgraded units, lots of expansions, you know, tit for tat battles where, you know, one battle doesn't decide the entire game, where you have to win like more than one battle to become the victor. And looks like Yeah, blue didn't rebuild. Teal's not very expanded either. He's just kind of messing around with his ground units and those mutalisks, but he's running out of minerals. My economy's still pumping out at the moment, at least, but I'll lose some of these expansions. And here comes Hawk with his infestors. Nobody really has detection either. So while he's doing this, Green's attacking with his voids, and he even has a couple carriers to spread out the ground attack. They're gonna make short blue expansion. But by now I have a whole bunch of Vikings that wear down his air fleet enough to where my turrets can keep him from trying to work through the base too much. I'm able to pump out so many units with all these Starcraft reactors that his attacks worn down before really damage. But Yellow came in and took out Teal. Let me rewind that. As you can see right here, Yellow came in and dropped on Teal here, and since he didn't really have any economy left, he wasn't able to build anything else much after that. He didn't expand or anything, so that was a GG for Teal. So I'm the only one with any significant base left at this point. I mean, here I'll pause it so you can kind of see what's going on. I'm holding them off right here with the main fleet. Everyone else is dead on my team. Dill expended those rich minerals, but he has an expansion. That pink player was the only dead player on their team, but he's rebuilding right here as of now. And green was the strongest player with his and then now he has an expansion. Orange has his two bases. He's had the two bases for the longest, so he's got his nice Mutalisk fleet. But their problem, I think, was that they didn't coordinate as well with their air as they should have. They had, if green had waited to, if Latex had waited to attack with Orange's Mutalisks, then he would have, we would have probably done more damage over here, but I had some, look at all these turrets I was putting up at that point, so that was pretty much holding them off right there. But these infested Terrans were always a constant problem because I didn't have that much ground forces the entire game. I didn't. I converted these Vikings, except Dill didn't really use them that well inside my planetary fortress. But yeah, I tend to like Vikings because they're so fast and they can attack everything. As you'll see, I'll take out Losteyder's only base here, so that pretty much keeps him out of the game. I think that took out all of his probes at that point. Even though he had money, he wasn't able to build. Here comes Orange. They're trying to just mop up any other survivors, because they figure as long as it's the three of them, you know, it'll be easy to just kill one guy, so they're not really trying to overwhelm me right now. And I'm just putting up a lot of air defense around my bases. My expansions are pretty well defended, lots of planetary fortresses. And, my strategy is just draw them into my turrets, outgun them, mix the firepower, and upgrades. My air units were always out-upgraded. And they always had them higher upgraded than my enemies the entire match. So that was always the surviving factor. And I wasted a lot of ground units, but that was mainly just to keep them from trying to counter with anything significant.